Work time. I gotta pick these people up by 12:45, and I'm gonna be there quick. I'm gonna be there like 12:20. I'm gonna be there well before. But early better than late, right? My question to you friends, and I talked about this in another video earlier today, which is December, what's today's date? December the 9th, 2020, man. I am in my 41st? Yeah. This is my 41st winter on this planet. 41 winters, man. And I was just thinking of some shit. I'm always thinking. And concerning COVID, the main thing that you see the government, mainly the left, promoting: hide, cover up, conform, run away, hide, cover up, conform, run away, hide, cover up, conform, run away, hide. Now, you have to understand, man, we are at war. It is a biological war. And when in war, in order to win a war, do you fight or do you hide? How does one win a war? Do you fight or do you hide? Now, I'm not saying that wearing a mask is the wrong thing to do. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination. But to pass on the idea that that is the only thing you need to do in this crisis, this active crisis, it is extremely disingenuous. People don't even logically break it down. They're just like, oh, cover up your face. That's the cure. I mean, yes, it helps, because people ain't spitting in your face. I think it's a good habit, but it's the only thing that people are talking about. And in war, like if the United States, this is a literal war, but I mean, if this was like a AK-47, troops to the ground, airplanes in the air type of war, America, we wouldn't be hiding. What would we be doing? We would be training up our troops. Hey, what's going on, Keish? On my way, I'm working this limousine-ish. Well, we would be training up our troops. We would be getting our military ready, and we would be taking the fight to the enemy. In this case, the enemy is COVID-19, this invisible creature, right? This invisible being, this invisible entity that is microscopic. On a microscopic level, a mask isn't going to stop it, because if you can breathe through a mask, it still has, nothing. If you want to break it down to like the quantum physics level, if you want to break it down, there's no such thing as a solid object. There's no such, there's space. If you zoom into the atom, you know what I'm saying? And you can break it down even further to the protons, the neutrons, the electrons, and then you can break it down even further to oh my God, there's the ups and the downs. Like, I was reading this shit the other day of basically the base and building blocks of all things, man. And something like even smaller than a proton, something even smaller than a neutron, something even smaller than an electron. They're called like ups and downs. I can't remember like the names off the top of my head, man. But if anything, you know what? When I make this video for YouTube, I'm gonna edit it and put the title of those things. I say all that to say this, man. Something could always pass through something. Now, the masks limit the amount of contact that you have with the virus, just like washing your hands limits the amount of bacteria or sicknesses that can come into your body. But it's not 100% effective. It's not the end all be all. And in war, as I related to an analogy, we are at war. When America is at war, we don't just sit in our houses and stay underground and just hope that the Russians or the Al-Qaeda stop attacking us. No, we train up our troops, we train up our soldiers to take the fight to them. We don't only just hide. Now, how can I relate that analogy to the virus situation? The enemy is the virus. So let's see the enemy as the Russians from the 80s, and this is the 80s, right? So who are our soldiers when that Russian enemy breaches and is inside of our body? It's a healthy immune system. It's strengthening up your blood cells. It's strengthening up the agents and the thing inside of your body to attack these viruses. There are no cures. There aren't any cures for viruses. There are vaccines. The way vaccine works is the cure is inside of your body. Your white blood cells, your T cells. I don't like, you know what I'm saying. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but with the little science knowledge that I have, what happens is your T cells see this foreign invader inside of your body, and your T cells or your white blood cells, they want to get rid of this foreign invader. So what it does is it tries to come up with some type of chemical to rid your body of this situation, and it'll try different ways and different points and different attacks until it finally figures out the right thing to expel it from your body. And then once that happens, that's when you become immune. What a vaccine does is, without actually, it puts a small amount of the virus in your body to activate your T cells to come up with this specific cure to get it out of your body. So that's the whole point of a vaccine. But the thing is, if you have a stronger immune system, it has an easier time of decoding and breaking down what's going on as far as these foreign agents to get rid of these agents, man. It's like, let me relate it to another analogy. Like let's say you got like a big ass pot with some burnt food at the bottom of it. And you got all these different cleaning agents. You got bleach, you have ammonia, you got Mr. Clean, you got Fabuloso, and you want to figure out which will be the best solvent to clean the bottom of this dirty ass burnt up pot. So you try the Fabuloso, oh shit, that don't work, that didn't work. You try the bleach, that don't work. You try the ammonia, that don't work. You go through all these different cleaning chemicals and products until you find the right one. And then that's the one that you go with moving forward in the future. And that's how the immune system acts. That is how the immune system works now. It tries all of these different proverbial cleaning products until it finds out the right one. It tries all these different cleaning agents, proverbial cleaning agents, until it finds the right one, and then that's the one that it uses in order to cure your body. So when you're taking care of your immune system, I relate it to this. It's an analogy of you have better professors and agents and testers of these chemicals inside of your body to decide which is the best and most effective to help you. You know, that's what you do. When you strengthen your immune system, it's almost like you're giving yourself more internal scientists to figure out how to defeat what's going on inside of you, how to defeat these foreign agents. Or, you know what, let's using a war analogy. That's like you're putting more soldiers inside of your body to fight off the bullshit that's happening. I prefer the word scientist because I see the immune system more as like a scientist that's trying to crack some type of code to get rid of, to expel from your body. It's a very complex thing, and I just don't see a soldier with a machine gun as complex as a scientist figuring out some codes. So I like the scientist analogy a little bit more than the soldier analogy. But a scientist, in effect, is a soldier. You know, a scientist is a soldier. It's a medical scientist. He's a soldier for your body. He's an internal scientist. you know? And if you strengthen your immune system, a person that's healthy, like all these NBA players, if you can see like the scientists inside their body, they probably got thousands and thousands of scientists ready to take on anything that invades them. That's why you haven't seen of any NBA players or any NFL players. Nobody's dying. Yes, they get sick, because everybody gets sick, but they're not really dying from the shit. But on the flip side, if you're a person that, you know, diabetic, you're out of shape. I'm pre-diabetic. You're out of shape. You're an alcoholic. I don't drink alcohol. You're eating poorly all the time. I eat poorly, but I switch it up though. You have a negative attitude. Another thing. If you're always depressed, and if you're always in a state of fear, that actually fear and depression actually releases a chemical. I don't know the exact name, but it releases a chemical inside of your body that actually suppresses your immune system. So think about it like this. It's the equivalent of, say you got like a lot of strong soldiers or a lot of intelligent scientists, right? And they sitting there and they just twiddling their fingers and they waiting for any virus to come up inside of your body so they can break that motherfucker, break down the code and get them the fuck out. If you are depressed and if you have a negative attitude, that is the equivalent of firing some of those scientists. Like, say you got 100 scientists in your body, right? But you're always depressed and you got a negative attitude. That's like you sending out like a group memo to all of your scientists and like, you know what? We're gonna have to cut back on some funding. We know it's really, really risky because the body is the most important thing, and we should be providing as much funds as possible to keep as many scientists here as possible. So if anything goes wrong, but you know, nothing has really been going wrong that much from a physical standpoint as far as our health. So we're gonna lay off like 70 of you scientists, right? And now you only got 30 scientists inside of your body to fight and to try to decode and break down and deconstruct whatever virus comes inside of your body. Why would you do that? Why would you intentionally have that mindset or that mentality? Why would you fire all those workers? If anything, your main focus should be having, and I'm not just speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to myself. Your main focus should be having as many trained professionals in your body as possible to fight this virus. Now, when a lot of us are immune compromised and you don't have as many scientists, that's when you take medications. If you know that there's like an impending doom as far as this COVID or whatever, we take the vaccines. That's like, I'm not anti-vax though, because you know there's certain things that it's helped us with, like as far as polio, the measles and shit like that. So I'm not anti-vax. I'm just leery about using vaccines that haven't been tested, or you know, that are relatively new. But I was speaking to my physician, and he was saying they just have different, like, technology has advanced to the point where people can determine the effectiveness of vaccines a lot faster than they did years ago. And coupled with the fact that COVID-19 is a worldwide issue. It's not just an issue like centralized in one specific area. So because it's a worldwide issue, you have a collective of scientists in all walks and all cultures coming together and sharing information. And when you have humanity coming together and sharing information, they have the ability to reach a goal a lot faster than if only one group was sharing such. If you know anything about the Bible, there was the Tower of Babel. And what the Tower of Babel was, they were trying to build like this huge erected skyscraper because they wanted to meet God. They wanted to reach God themselves through human ingenuity. So as the legend goes, what God did was he saw like the human beings' potential to achieve great things because there were so many of them and they all spoke the same language, so they were all able to share ideas. So God wanted to slow the humans' production, and he scattered the languages, which is fucking stupid. Why not just take away the desire to do dumb shit? You know what I'm saying? But I digress. That's a whole nother conversation that I'm not gonna get into. You know, that's another conversation I'm not gonna get into. And so that's what you do. You wanna that's what the That's why I think the virus vaccine could be more effective, because you got a collection of human minds from all walks of the earth with different ideas that are collectively coming together, and giving different ideas and methods as far as helping themselves out with this virus situation. But going back to the original topic, why is hiding promoted more than health? Because I don't think the government ultimately cares about your health, man. To an extent, they want you to be alive to take care of, to keep this system going. But I feel like if humans were in like the optimum health as they possibly could be, and with the most optimum mindset that they possibly could have, the world as we see it would be totally different. The powers that be would be totally different, man. The pyramid runs on the fact that there are more people on the bottom supporting the people that are at the top. If everybody had a similar mindset and it was on a similar level intellectually, I feel like a lot more people would have to pull their weight as far as like how they push the society forward. I'm getting on a whole different topic right now, but the government don't really care. If the government really, you know how much people die from diabetes and sugar and salt and hypertension and alcohol consumption and cigarettes. Yeah, all of these things are legal, and these things kill people more than any disease by far, or COVID by far. But nobody talks about these things. Nobody talks about it. They're only talking about COVID-19. That's it. All these other diseases, and there's all these other like heart disease and cancer. There's all these different things that have killed so many more people historically. Yet they're only focused on this one particular thing. Because I think overall the powers that be have figured out a way to control us collectively and to get us to do some shit like that. And as soon as you question it, it's like religious motherfuckers that believe in Jesus and shit. The moment that you question it, and well, you know what, the letter J didn't come out until like the year 600, and there's 7,000 different religions, and Judaism predates Christianity, and Kemet predates Judaism, and when you start saying things like that, people get mad at you, people cuss at you, man, because you shake the foundation of their whole purpose for existence. You shake their whole belief system, man. And that's the same thing with this COVID situation. People like, wear a mask, stay inside, and then you be like, hey, bud, there are people that are wearing masks that are still dying. No, they're not. I've never seen that before. So you mean to tell me everybody that passed away from COVID, the only reason why they passed away is because they didn't wear masks? No, if it's going to get you, it's going to get you. And more than likely, if you come in contact with, you're going to come down with COVID. The fortunate thing is, that is a 99.999% success rate. Most people will be fine. And you can take proactive measures to take care of yourself so that you can weather this storm, which most of us are weathering. Most of us will be okay. Like the whole forced vaccine situation, and you won't be able to fly or go into certain arenas or whatever. I mean, that shit is fucked up. But at the same time, if you're not no fucking rich billionaire with influence, you just have to do what you have to do. If they're gonna force you to take the shot, you gotta take the shot. Just like when you're born, you have to take a measles shot. Like you have to take a polio shot. Like every single last one of us had one. You know? Now flu shot, that's different. Last time I took a flu shot was over 20-something years ago. I would never take that shit. I don't see the point. I've had pneumonia twice and I survived, so I got all the antibodies in my bloodstream to fucking fight off flus and shit. But the government is promoting hiding more than health, and it's just very, very shady, man. Like I made a status earlier. Wearing a mask, we're not doing anything else to take care of your health in the midst of a pandemic. It's like putting a low fence or a low wall around a castle, but not paying for any type of soldiers. That low wall, yes, it will slow down the enemies when they're going to attack, but inevitably they will breach that wall. And when they are in your castle, You got nobody to defend the queen, the king, the court jester, the subjects. You ain't got nobody to defend anything, because you only cared about this low form of defense. It definitely helps, but you got the low wall and you got the mask, because at least like you got the low wall and you got your soldiers. Because if you got no wall at all, you know what I'm saying, like, then you have nothing to slow down anything coming at you. So I get that. But at least if you got soldiers behind that low wall, they'll see motherfuckers trying to climb that wall and they'll be ready to attack that motherfucker. You know, they'll be ready to defend. But we saying just have the wall up, just have this low ass wall up, and not have anybody guarding the treasure, guarding your life. You just have this bullshit ass mask. To make it another analogy, thinking a mask is the only thing you need to protect yourself, it's kind of a bad analogy, but I'm gonna use it anyway. It's like thinking a condom is the only thing that you need when you have sex to protect yourself. No, you also need to choose the right bitches, have sex with the right people, obviously get consent. Hey, that covering up is not the only thing that's going to help you. Wearing a mask and thinking that's the only thing that's going to help you is like wearing covers in a cold house and thinking that's the only thing that's going to keep you warm. No, you still got to turn on the heat. You still got to drink some tea, you know? Wearing a mask and thinking that that's the only thing that you need to help you is like opening a book and thinking that's the only thing you need to be intelligent. No, you still have to read and you still have to like absorb the information and the knowledge. It ain't just a book alone. You still got to be an active participant. Wearing a mask, it goes in concert with things, man. And the thing is, like I said, I'm a professional shopper. I'm out all the time. People are wearing masks all the time, man. All the time. I'm going to start, you know what? I'm going to start, every time I go out, I'm going to just do a quick video and so look at all these people wearing masks. I'm going to just keep doing that. Yet the numbers are still spiking. Something's not adding up. Something doesn't make sense, man. I feel like if you're going to catch it, you're going to catch it. I feel like a lot more people have it and have antibodies than they let on. This is what I really, really, really believe. I feel like, yeah, is the mask really slowing it down? I just do it because I don't want no smoke. Me wearing a mask helps with my mental health of not having to argue with people that are fucking closed-minded and hive-minded and sheep-minded. That's what wearing a mask does for me. Just because I just don't want no smoke. I'm a black dude. Karens always want to challenge the brother, or Karens or Carls, or whatever. Like one time I was at Stop and Shop and I was walking down the wrong way of the aisle. I actually walked down the right way. I found what I needed, but my shopper cart was at the top of the aisle, so I went back the other way. And so I'm walking by, and this dude's coming down the aisle. I give him enough space, and he like almost stops and like stands in my way, and he puts his hands up, and I just act like I don't even know. I'm like, nigga, I ain't paying attention. I'm not about to argue and fight with you over this bullshit. The aisle directions is a suggestion, but sometimes it's like, yo, if my car is, because I don't like to put my carts in the aisle because I feel like that creates more traffic, and having having your cart in the aisle of a shopping place, to me that creates more of an opportunity for freaking compromised social distancing. I'll reduce some social distancing unless you got like you in a soda aisle, you got to buy a whole bunch of sodas, and that I get it. But if you got one thing, well, I'm gonna bring the whole damn cart to get like one bag of marshmallows in the middle of the damn aisle, when I could just leave it at the top of the aisle out of everybody's way to create safe passage so I can grab my shit. And I went the right way, the first way, and I got to turn around and come back up. Come on, man. Come on, bro. But I don't know, man. Y'all promoting hiding way more than health. Nobody's talking about health. If anything good comes out of this COVID situation, I hope people are just more conscious and cognizant of how they treat their immune system, how they treat their bodies, man, how they treat themselves internally, man. Because once the enemy hops over that low ass fence and you got no soldiers, that's on you. You didn't take care of yourself. That's on you. I'm not saying you deserve to be taken by this situation. No, I'm not saying that at all. But while you're still breathing and while you still have a fighting chance, man, there's so many things that we can do to help ourselves. And most people are not being affected directly by this, and most people are okay. Nobody wants to talk about that. And they're talking about cases more than they're talking about death. But that, you know what? I don't want to get on the whole COVID conspiracy situation. But one thing I do know is your best line of defense is a strong immune system. The mask lowers the spittle. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But not all of the virus is the size of big ass droplets of spit. Some do get through the mask. People don't wash their masks all the time. The shit is everywhere. It's invisible. So we need to start focusing on ourselves internally and focusing on our health, just like these NBA players and these athletes, these football players, these boxers. None of these people is passing away, man. None of them. Because they're taking care of themselves. So let's follow their example, man. I need to get in more shape myself. I'm a fat motherfucker, yes. I'm down, I was at 278 a couple of years ago. And now I'm down to 262 last time I went to the doctor. So I'm down 16 pounds within the last couple of years. That's great. But I can do a hell of a lot better than that too. I can do better. I can improve. We all can improve, man. Focus, yes, cover up, but focus on your damn health, man. And stop only spreading the message that the mask is the only thing that you need, man. The only thing that you need to do to take care of yourself. Because it is bullshit. I'm out. Peace.